Hi there. In this video, we are going to learn how to draw a bar graph. For this lesson, you are going to need a piece of paper, a ruler, a pencil, and some colouring pens or pencils. What is the purpose of a bar graph? Well, it's to display information, and that information could be anything from people's different eye colours to what their favourite takeaway is. Let's get started. So to start a bar graph, you need to collect some information. I wanted to know how many bits of fruit I had in my kitchen. When I counted, I had 3 plums, 8 apples, 4 oranges, and 2 kiwi fruit. And you can see that I have written these up here in the box. So from this information, I need to work out what the largest number is. And as you can see, I've drawn an arrow to the apples because I have more apples than anything else. I also need to work out how many categories I have. Now, categories are different types. And you can see that I have got 1, 2, 3, 4 different types of fruit. So I need to remember that 8 is my biggest number and I have 4 different types. Now I can begin my graph. I start with drawing a line. On the line, I then mark all the different spaces the numbers will be put on. You can see that each of these has been spaced out evenly. It's very important to make sure that they are even. The next step is to put those numbers on, and you can see that I have done that. 0's at the bottom, and remember 8 was our biggest number, so 8 is at the top. The next step is to draw the bottom line, and this is where the categories are going to go. Now, I have measured out my line, so I know that I can fit all 4 different types of fruit on the bottom there. Now it's time to start doing that. You will see that I have done a line going up here. Now, if you remember, the first type of fruit I had was a plum, and I had 3 of them. So I have drawn a line that goes up, which equals 3. Can you see how they are the same length? The next step is to draw a line on the top of that, giving it a hat. Then you can see that I have got 1 bar already. The next step is to draw the next line. And if you remember, my next fruit was apple, and I had 8 of those. So my line goes all the way to the top because that's where number 8 is. Now, to make sure that I've got a bar, I've had to extend this line up to 8 as well. And then I put the top on. And you can see I now have another bar. Let's do the third bar, which is oranges of 4. I draw a line up to the same length as 4. Then I put a top on it. And finally, I draw in my kiwi fruit, which I have 2 of. So I draw my line up the side, which makes 2, and put a top on it. Finally, I put in the name of each of the categories so I can remember what these are. And I give my bar graph a title. After I colour it in, my bar graph looks like this. Now it's your turn. Have a look around. Make a note of different things that you have. It could be stationery. It could be books that you have. And have a go at making